My name is Jessica. Welcome to our episode of Subi. I have Morgan here. You're a financial professional, and she's here to hype us up and let us know that self-care is the best care, and no, you can't have self-care when you broke. So she's gonna be here to let us know how to budget. So I'm gonna let Morgan introduce herself and tell you guys a little bit about what she does.
Yes, thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much for having me. And like she said, my name is Morgan. I am a realtor. I'm also a credit specialist. And so finance, I guess, is the field that I'm in by trade. But I'm also a mom and a wife and a business owner. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
And one of the things that I love about Morgan is that she's always online. She's not gatekeeping to anybody. She's letting you know to put yourself first when it comes to that, and guiding people through lives and showing up to events, speeches, wherever she can. So she puts a lot of input into her community by blessing and empowering women. Period.
Thank you, girl.
My first question to Morgan is, what inspired you to be into finance?
Okay, that's a good question. So I like to say that finance found me. So my origin story is, I always knew I wanted to be in real estate. As a freshman in high school, I knew I wanted to do real estate, but I didn't exactly know how to get there or what to do, or the vehicle that was going to get me there. But I did know that my parents wanted me to go to college. I didn't necessarily want to go to college, but I did, just to make my parents proud. So once I got there, I went to Spelman College, and I didn't know what I wanted to major in because, like I said, I didn't even want to go. So I ended up majoring in mathematics, just because I was always good in math. So I always used to get the math awards in school, always had high A's in math. So I was like, let me just do math. But I thought those married together, kind of like math and finance, because of numbers. But I was definitely mistaken once I got into the degree. But I did go ahead and graduate. And then I like to say, after 4 years of college, I then did about 4 years in the School of Hard Knocks.
Oh, wow.
I had different jobs. A lot of people say, oh, you get a degree and then you're just set. That's not always how it works out, So I did do a couple of jobs before I found my current job that I'm at, that I've been at for 6 to 7 years. And the reason why I knew it was a good fit for me was because it married finance, accounting, and real estate all in one. So we essentially work with property owners. So people who own multifamily homes those are my clients basically, and we do their books. So we give them an accounting software, and we bill their residents for utilities and things of that nature. So it's something I'm passionate about. But like I said, I think finance found me, truthfully, because it just kind of happened.
That's right. Sometimes you don't see yourself in a position and then it just flourishes. Just like with mental health. Like I never thought I would be here preaching to people how to control your feelings, but here I am. It just leads you to it once you get that passion. You can start over as many times as long as you don't lose that side of your goal.
Yes.
And you had in the aspect about like being good at math, I never even thought about that. Like it kind of connected into the world because you can kind of like level in and see from the outside. You're really smart, Morgan. Oh my God. I didn't know. I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't know you were smart, but I was like, dang, you overachieving out here.
Oh,
I see you. I see you. Goals.
Yes, but like you said, it wasn't always easy. You know what I'm saying? I never seen myself here per se. I knew I wanted money. That's
right.
I knew that real estate would, give me the tools so I could improve my family and our trajectory. But a lot of mental battles happened before I got to this place. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you ever have any discouragement when you like stepped in? Like, why am I doing this?
No. 100%, almost all the time, just because I was a first generation college student. So a lot of people that I went to school with, they had their parents were probably college graduates. Not probably, they definitely were. You know, I went to school with people whose parents were doctors, lawyers, and you know, my mom and dad, they didn't finish college. They went, but they didn't finish. So I didn't really have that blueprint there, and I constantly question myself. You know, I'm like, do I really belong here? I had a little bit of imposter syndrome where I'm like, you know, these people, they know what they're doing. I have no idea. I'm just kind of fiddling through.
Right.
But
fake it till you make it, though.
yes,
for sure.
girl, yes. So I was able to, you know, really cultivate some good relationships there, and really just depend on my support system, my family, my friends, and that's how I made it through. And definitely God, number one.
Yeah, having that support system is strong. Even if they didn't have like you said, the college or how to guide you in there, but the support and knowing people that believe in you keeps you striving, and especially when you come from struggle.
Yes.
We ain't got no choice. Like, we gotta make it. Stepping into rooms where you feel uncomfortable, nobody really knows you don't belong there other than you.
Right.
And I really encourage anybody with their dreams, like, step into those rooms, feel uncomfortable, show up to anywhere you can speak out on your dream, because somebody out there gonna listen to you.
Yes, definitely. And fail forward, you know,
Fail
like
forward.
Once you start, it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to be successful off the rip. Sometimes people are, but that's not normally realistic. So as you're failing, just as long as you're course correcting, you'll be fine, and you'll be way further from where you started.
Amen. Which comes to my next question. Morgan, what do you think is keeping our people out here broke with their financial decisions?
Yes. So I would say, just from my perspective, I think that our people are buying more liabilities than assets. So liabilities are things that decrease in value over time, and it doesn't create income, while assets generally increase in value over time, and they do produce income. So some people don't know this, but a liability could be a car. And cars depreciate as soon as you drive off the lot with them. So that would be considered a liability. While I do know we need cars, but I just wouldn't recommend going to buy the newest, most expensive car just because it is known as a liability.
Yeah, they're keeping up with that, keeping up with the newest iPhone, keeping up with the with the trending, just to have what everybody else has. I think that is a real big thing, trying to compare yourself, because them rich folks, they ain't got fancy everything. They ain't got no Bugatti, no Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Yes. Like, they're out there and straight up polo Skechers.
Yes. One story I know, in high school, I had a friend, and I didn't really know she was well off. She would dress very plain, you know, but we were in class one day, and she was saying, "Oh, I need a new phone, but my parents won't buy me one." She had a flip phone, you know, and this was during the time when all the iPhones were out. And I'm like, girl, your parents need to get you a new phone. I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. And then she invited me to her birthday party. And y'all, I went to her house. She had a pool in the back. It was a huge house. And I'm like, this girl is up here talking about
I can't get no
other phone. And I mean, she very well probably wore clothes from Goodwill, which is no judgment at all. I'm just saying, like, it's not always what people look like, and you definitely can't judge a book by its cover. The people who do have the most money, they're not focused on material things that can depreciate, like clothes and shoes and phones. So you're definitely right, Jessica.
Ooh. And you know, them folks that do got the Gucci belts, boy, they ain't even got no car. How you bought the Gucci? How y'all bought the Gucci belt before the car?
Yes, they used to tell me. My mom used to say, if you're gonna get an expensive purse, make sure you got some money to put in it. You don't need to be going around with a purse and there's no money in it.
Flexing, just flexing.
Yes.
Me, I can't even, like, see myself if I was a millionaire to buy me a $3,000 purse. Like,
Right.
unless it was just gifted to me because somebody just felt the need,
Yes.
I ain't going to no way. I'll go to the flea market and give me the fake one. I don't care.
Yeah, and I feel like it's because we come from such humble beginnings, so we know what $3,000 feels like. We
Mm.
know what needing $3,000 feels like. So when you do become, more financially stable, you don't want to purchase things like that. You want to
Mm.
go buy some land, set your family up for success. You know?
Yeah, them folks, I'm gonna say Hispanic folks, they be all living together. They
Yes.
be like, oh, let's just buy this property together and live here forever.
I love
Like,
that. That's the key, though. That's actually one of the ways to get rich and build wealth is to cohabitate.
mm-hmm.
And like you said, the Hispanics and even the Jews as well, they do the same thing. You know, they bond their money
Indian people.
together. Yes, it's only sometimes our culture that is all about I'm going to get it out off the strength of myself,
Mm.
me, or I got to do all this by myself. But you have to depend on your community. If you've ever done anything great, you know that you need people around you to make that dream a reality.
That's facts as a community, and I feel like nowadays, even within families, they're kind of separate. It doesn't even really matter what race you are now, but I feel like that connection should come back because a lot of
Yeah.
people are like, if they make it there before me, I'm gonna be mad. Like, it's such a competition thing when it could all roll together and everybody could build businesses. If 20
Yes.
people got together and said, "Hey, I'm gonna buy this property to build these businesses," I think somebody in Carrollton did that, where all the
Uh-huh.
there was like a black-owned business where they do hair taxes and all that stuff.
Oh,
They
yes.
all got together and they built something beautiful. So it's like, if
Mm-hmm.
more people were to do that, we would have things that would last and foundations. But the pride, the they gonna do
Yes.
me dirty or I'm gonna do them dirty. It ain't working because
Yes.
that puts us in poverty or just wanting to stay. No offense to anybody if they're on food stamps or whatever, but I don't feel like people should stay there. Like,
Yes.
that is a generational curse. Like, you can't push on to your kids, oh, when y'all get this age, then y'all get food stamps and y'all get my
No.
Section 8 house. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you gonna want better, not
Yeah.
live paycheck to paycheck.
Yes, there should be some type of elevation. Just because you start there doesn't mean that's where you end. And like you said, that is a poverty mindset. And that's what like everyone, anybody that's in that type of situation, just know that there's definitely hope, but it's all about changing your mindset, and going from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance.